One thing you may not know about me is that if I say I'm running errands, there is a 98% chance I'm gonna get tacos. Hi, I'm Colleen. Welcome back to my channel. And today I just wanted to have kind of a personal chat because another thing you may not know about me is I started a very niche online business just a few years ago teaching about curly hair care. It was the start of this entire online marketing journey, but one thing I learned in that very specific niche business was that pigeonholing yourself into a very narrow niche is a mistake. So a little backstory, I got into online marketing, doing affiliate marketing through direct sales. After a few years of that, I realized that it just wasn't something I was interested in doing long term. And honestly, I thought that I was completely done with the whole idea of social selling. I actually walked away from a direct sales team I had built. I had over 50 people in my downline. My team sold more than $250,000 of a makeup product in the first quarter of the year. And on paper, it looked like I was really doing well. And although I was doing well to a certain extent, it was just not a business idea that had me excited. And there were a lot of kinks in direct sales and social selling that I just didn't agree with, that I knew I couldn't maintain long term. Literally walked away from that business, which was a good income for my family, and I took a sabbatical for almost 6 months. During that time, I reevaluated everything. Questioned whether I wanted to work at all. Maybe I was just supposed to be a stay-at-home mom and be really good at being a homemaker. I questioned whether I wanted to go back to work. And I spent 6 months literally thinking and praying and talking to my husband, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. At the end of the 6 months, I came to the conclusion that one, social media was not going away. I've kind of always been the kind of person that really hated social media, and also that social media was the number one tool that could create an opportunity for literally anyone who is willing to learn how to use it. So after months of deliberation, I started a blog in the middle of the night from my phone while I was nursing my baby, and I just started writing content. I knew I wanted to do content marketing and social media marketing, but I knew that I didn't want to be involved with anything related to direct sales. I wanted to explain a little bit about that. I'm absolutely not against direct sales in any way. Just certain things about the business structure of direct sales that didn't align with what I had envisioned for a long-term sustainable business plan. So I invested $1,000 in a really great blog course. I put it on a credit card and I told my husband, I'll pay you back this money in 1 year. And so I followed the course down to the T. I did literally every single thing they taught in the course. And I first started just publishing content. I had no idea what I was even going to talk about. And I just figured once stuff started sticking, I would come back around and create more content on that. And one thing that inevitably stuck was anytime I talked about curly hair care, which was crazy to me. I didn't think anyone would want to read about that. So I kind of went all in on teaching people how to care for their curly hair and how to transform their curls, and started to really gain a lot of traction specifically on my blog. I was loving this business, and I was literally working about 10 hours a week because my kids were all still home at that time. My youngest was about to go to kindergarten, and I was just really enjoying being able to put them down to bed, put my kids to bed and then go and type a blog post in the dark hours of the night. I didn't have to film, I didn't have to have lighting, I didn't have to get ready, and it was perfect for my stage of life, which is why I love blogging, especially for young moms. So just a few months later, I had installed ads on my website. I was getting paid on ads and some Amazon affiliates and some product brand deals, but it really wasn't making a significant money, and I knew that there had to be a better way than to just get paid pennies on the sales that I was making for these other companies. So I followed the instructions in my course, which was the next best step, which was to create a digital product. Now let me tell you, when I first read about this and took this course on digital products, I thought it was crazy. I thought nobody was going to buy a digital product on how to transform curly hair or take care of curly hair. Why would they do that if they could get that information on YouTube? But I had committed to just following the program through. 6 months after I started my blog, I launched my first online course. It was in the heat of COVID. It was on curly hair care. I had no idea how it was going to do, and I made just over $5,000, which was a lot of money at the time. I mean, it still is. And that's when I realized it had out-earned that one launch all of my affiliate income, my ad revenue, my brand deals. And in that moment, I realized how powerful online courses and digital products could actually be. So after that, I created several other lower ticket digital products that were like curly hair guides, curl trackers, pretty much anything that I felt was a category that I could teach within the curly hair space, I created a digital product on. And I pretty much launched all of them with decent success. One misconception I think people have about digital products that not a lot of people are talking about that I want to spread awareness with on this specific channel is that it's fairly, I don't want to say hard, but it's not exactly easy to sell digital products. It's simple, but it's not easy. So I feel like there's an illusion online that like you can launch a digital product and have 100,000 launch and everything's going to be great. And that's just not how it works for most people. I'm not saying it doesn't work that way. And I definitely think some people have done that. But there's a lot of questions that need to be asked when you're hearing people make those claims. Things like, how much money did you spend on ad revenue? How big was your following before you launched? How many people were on your email list? How much did you promote? How much did you collaborate with promotions? All of those things make a difference on your launch. So yes, what I found was digital products are incredibly profitable, but when you start hearing people say things like make $10,000 in a month in the next 30 to 90 days, that's not true for most people. I digress. Whenever I get talking about digital products, I just have so much I want to say. So that digital product, it had great success. I rode that niche out for another year, and I finally just realized the problem with niching down that nobody really talks about. And that problem is the idea of pigeonholing yourself into a niche and then not being able to pivot because you've been so dang specific. After overthinking it for a year, I decided to pivot my business into teaching people what I do because this is something I am truly passionate about. I literally always end up in conversations with everyone, and I feel like everyone needs to know how important it is to start a personal brand that is broad but specific. What I'm doing differently this time is being intentional about making videos just like this that are unscripted, raw, real, uncut, and kind of showcase everything I have to offer rather than just talking about a single thing and then having a market end up drying up or hit a ceiling of how much you can earn on your income. So that's my story in a nutshell. This is a new era that I'm entering into that involves pivoting my Instagram account less than a year in, but since I have made the pivot, I've been able to sign some amazing clients. I had my highest earning month, which was $15,000 in a single month, and my business has continued to grow. So while pivoting has been challenging, it's been incredibly rewarding and I've learned a lot. So I guess the takeaway of this video should be, number one, don't pigeonhole yourself in a niche because it can be really hard to break out of that. But if you are in a very specific niche, it's not over till the fat lady sings. So you still absolutely can pivot and reinvent your business and launch a new product or service because there is truly an endless amount of opportunity to be had when it comes to online marketing, social media marketing, and digital marketing. That's all I have for today. If you want to know more about the nitty-gritties of how I built the business I've built, check the description. I have a masterclass down there where I'm going to show you every single thing you need to know and you need to do, as well as multiple freebies that will help you get started.